Okay, class, Navi 215. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, welcome to our class, manual radar plotting, which was supposed to be week 4, but instead I did it for the week 5 for the purpose na it will be straight all lectures, and then for now it's an involvement of the radar transfer plotting sheet. Okay, so with that, let me move on with my presentation. So radar plotting or manual radar plotting. So this does not include the idea on the operation of ARPA. Okay. So what is the purpose of plotting? It can show whether danger of collision exists, how close will pass the target, and how much time there is left before this will take place. Approximate determination of the course and speed of the other vessel, so that sensible avoiding action can be taken when needed. And also, manual plotting in connection to radar means to mark one or more echoes within a specific time interval and thus decide the target's movement in relation to own ship. Microphone off, please. Microphone off.
Ko dala yung heavens barat ka ba?
Microphone off. Now, the objective of plotting is to obtain the clearest possible picture of the situation. Okay? Ang objective ng plotting is to obtain the possible picture of the current situation. Now, we go to the plotting process. Detection, it's the recognition of the presence of the target. So, meaning to say, you should be aware whether or what or how many vessels around you does involve the risk of collision. Selection, choosing of target requiring closer observation. So if there are thousands of targets, it doesn't mean that you need to acquire and plot those targets. You have to choose which targets or target require closer observation. Tracking, it's the process of observing changes in target position. Okay, for any change, you should know about it. So that's what you call tracking. And plotting, it's the whole process of detection, selection, tracking, calculation of targets parameters. So it is the whole process. It means it involves those three: detection, selection, and tracking, and now it involves the manual calculation. With that, please take note the formulas such as the following. Distance is equals to speed times time over 60. Okay. And speed is equals to distance over time. And time is equals to distance over speed. Target aspect. What is the aspect of the target? The aspect is defined as the angle of view. However, in connection with plotting, we will use the term calculated aspect in order to distinguish between the two. It can be defined as the angle between the target ship's heading and bearing to own ship as seen from the target ship. Okay? As seen from the target ship. So when we talk about the target, ano ba yung nakikita mo? Do you see her port side? Do you see her starboard side? Okay? What is the bearing? What is her heading? So yun yung term na target aspect. Will she be crossing my bow? Will I be crossing her bow? is she passing on my starboard or is she passing on my port side? Those are the questions. In connection with plotting and use of radar and ARPA, we had better define what we receive from these systems as calculated aspect. Now, for this one, this is the most important one. We've got the plotting triangle. Okay. It's the knowledge of the speed triangle essential for understanding the principles used in plotting. Now, there are three sides. Of course, you've got your own course and own speed, and then the relative motion of the target vessel. And with that, you will be able to get the targets through course and speed as shown on my presentation. We've got E to R. E to R, that is your own ship's course and speed. And from R to M, or stands for relative motion, it is the echo line or the relative track of the target. Relative track. And the E to M is the target's ship scored and speed through course, no? Targets through ship course and speed. Question? So this triangle, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to transfer it. Okay, you are going to transfer it. Let me go back. You are going to transfer it or plot this principle on the radar transfer plotting sheet. And of course, for the basic radar plotting, you will be able to calculate how much distance is the closest point of approach, and of course, the time of closest point of approach. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, the bow crossing distance differs with the closest point of approach. Kung nakikita niyo, ito yung CPA, okay? Pero ito yung bow crossing point. It's because it's the distance from your bow up to the going ahead, no? Going ahead. Kaya bow crossing point. But for the CPA, it is 90 degrees from the relative motion line. It will always be 90 degrees or perpendicular to the relative motion line going to your vessel's position. Okay? CPA must not be mixed with the point where the target crosses on ship's heading, often referred to as bow crossing point. So when we talk about bow, it is of course coming from your bow. From your bow, measure the distance going to the relative motion line. And also, we've got TCPA. If you have got your CPA, then time na lang yung i-compute mo. With the time, just calculate, it is equivalent to distance over speed times 60. Take note of those formulas. TCPA is the time estimated as measured along the echo line from its present position to the closest point of approach. Now, excuse me. What we've got here is the radar transfer plotting sheet. Okay? Meron kang distance scales. This is 0 to 6. The other one is 0 to 12. This one is 0 to 3, and the other one is 0 to 24 miles. This is speed scale units, okay? Speed scale sa knots. Ibig sabihin, magbe-measure ka lang dito using the speed. Pero dito, it is the distance. Now, as a general rule, it is advisable to use a 12-mile distance scale, okay? 12-mile distance scale, and of course, north up. Ito ay 0 going clockwise up to 360. That means it is already stabilized. North up siya. Magkakaintindihan tayo?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, and other than that, for your observations, observation number 1 will be lettered R0. Observation number 2 will be lettered M. Okay, M. So with that 2 observations, it should be divisible by 6 minutes. For example, if you have got your first observation from a target at 1400, the next observation will be 1406. For that matter, you should use the 24-hour clock system, not the 12 o'clock. Okay, but instead the 2400. So 0001 up to 2400 hours. Okay. With that, since you have told me that basically Sir Romero did, but I prepared 2 videos which is attached on my PowerPoint. I'm going to post it if it requires kung may kailangan akong i-emphasize sa inyo. Okay? Okay. Volume up. Sana hindi mag-lag. Are you hearing it properly?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, nag-play po ba? Kasi
Yes.
sir, ang hina eh.
Sir,
Sorry. Hindi mo ba
Hindi po
naririnig?
marinig, sir.
Pero,
Hindi po,
Wala po yung video.
May
ano na?
po, sir.
Mahina?
mahina po, sir.
Po, sir.
Okay, good.
Mahina.
Moment. Okay.
Saka- Yes po, sir.
Pero for now, you can see my screen. Do you see my screen right now?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Sige. Tingnan natin kung magawa ko ng paraan. All right. Moment. Okay, I played it again. Is it playing on your part? Class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, ang hina po talaga. Wala po ako marinig.
Ganun pa din po, sir.
Ganun pa rin?
Yes po, sir.
Sir, mahina.
Marinig, sir.
Okay. Okay. Sige. Okay. So first one was, what do you call this? Yes. Now, what about my screen? Ipopost ko na lang. I'll be the one to discuss it along the route, along the video. Okay? Nakikita nyo ba yung screen ko?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, this
Yes,
one is on a whiteboard, of course, the radar transfer plotting sheet. On course, this is your vessel, 0, 0, 0 degrees true. Okay, speed niya 20 knots. After that, her first vessel, target sighted, only one, okay, range siya 11.5. Pinlat niya doon, no, 1400. Bearing 045. So you take that bearing and range from the radar. Hindi pa ARPA ha, kasi we're trying to discuss to you the basic or the manual plotting from the radar. And then after that, sabi ko nga kanina, the rule is 6 minutes divisible. Okay, 6 minutes divisible. So of course, it is 1406 if you add that up from 1400. Okay, and at observation number 2, 1406, the target was 9 miles. Now he is plotting at 9 miles on different bearing. Naging 043 na siya. Before it was 045. Okay. So yun na yung magiging relative motion. Sabi niya, first plot, R, M is your second plot, and that will become your relative motion line. Create a line from R to M, and then transfer that on the center of your radar transfer plotting sheet. That is why I was asking you to have your own radar transfer plotting sheet right now. Okay? Now, okay. So, ito yung makikita mo sa radar transfer plotting sheet niya. 1400, 1406, yun na yung plot. Tapos, lilinyahan mo to from this point. Kita nyo tong kamay?
Yes po. Yes po, sir.
Okay. Up to this point. Linyahan mo yan. Tapos, ilipat mo yung parallel ruler mo or even the triangles to your center. Ibibigay niya sa'yo dito sa baba yung relative motion line. Okay? Ibibigay niya yung degrees. Ibig sabihin, that is the relative course and speed ng target. Okay? Relative course and speed ng target. Now, if you draw a line straight on this, for example, papunta siyang ganun, yan. Nakita nyo? Okay. Ibibigay niya sa'yo yung CPA distance, bearing, at saka time. Paano? Okay? Yun. Kita nyo, ginuhita niya, relative motion, one line straight. Diretso niya, okay, it is your RML. Ililipat mo yon, makukuha mo siya in degrees. Now, this will become your bow crossing point and then 90 degrees. Okay, it should be parallel. Much better kung triangle kasi ibibigay niya talaga siya 90 degrees from your relative motion line. It will give you your CPA or the closest point of approach. May measure mo yon sa radar transfer plotting sheet. Okay, so kita nyo, yung triangles niya, gentlemen and ladies, gumamit siya ng triangle kasi 90 degrees matic yun. Ginuhitan niya, tapos susukatin na lang niya iyon sa plotting sheet. Okay, of course, the bearing, of course, yung bearing nun, mula doon sa point na yun, idiretso mo papunta doon, outward. You will get the CPA bearing. Okay? So, CPA bearing, mula doon, ito yung CPA bearing niya. That is about siguro 3 to 5, something like that. Okay? And this is your CPA. Measure this from this point up to your center. Okay? And it will be your closest point of approach distance. Ayun. So 322. Okay? Now for the time or the time of closest point of approach, magre-refer ka doon sa latest time na 1406. You measure the distance kasi ang formula ng time is equals to distance over speed. Okay? Yan ang formula ng time. Distance over speed times 60. Okay, ang distance, kukuhanin mo dito, mula dito hanggang doon. Kuha nyo? Mula dito hanggang doon. From
Sa
this
M lang po, sir.
yes, mula sa M hanggang doon sa point ng CPA. It will be your distance. Now, for the speed, wala ka pa kasi speed ng target to. Ang speed na mayroon ka is your own speed, di ba? So, target speed, hindi mo pa alam. Okay? Now, you have to calculate speed is equals to distance over time naman ang formula. Distance over time. Yan. So, kinakalculate niya distance over time. Okay? Okay. So, ang sinukat niya na distance is ito. From this point up to this point, okay, it is 2.5 nautical miles. Ibig sabihin, sa 6 minutes, tumakbo siya ng 2.5 kasi ang naging observation niya lang from 1400 hanggang 1406, that is 6 minutes. Tumakbo siya, sinukat niya to 1, yung divider mo, gamitin mo from this point up to this point, it will give you 2.5 nautical miles. Okay, of course, kaya yan naging 0.1, it's because 1 hour is 60 minutes. Diba? Since 6 minutes siya, then it is times 10, it will be 60. Kaya 0.1 siya. Okay? So, 2.5 divided 0.1, it will be 25 knots. 25 knots. Yan. So, nilagay niya sa 25 knots dito. Sinukat niya from the M up to the CPA point. 8.9 divided by 25, it's around how much? Okay, 21.3 minutes. So add mo yan from the 1406 na last doon sa M point. Okay, i-add mo yan 1406 plus 21.3, it will be how much? Ayun. So 21 minutes, 1406, it will be around 1430 yung time of closest point of approach. Kakaintindihan? Malinaw tayo? Class?
Yes, sir.
Sinong naguguluhan dito?
Paulit nga po yung sa CPA, sir.
Sa CPA, just create a straight line from relative motion. Diretso mo lang yan. Okay? It's either collision or hindi pa collision or 0.001 or something. Just create a straight line. It will give you this RML or relative motion line. Now, yung CPA na yon, oh my God, 10 minutes. Yung CPA na yon, di ba ang ginawa ni Captain is kumuha siya ng triangles, dinikit niya sa RML and then inalign niya dito. That is the 90 degrees of the RML. It will give you the CPA point. Okay? So measure from this point sa radar transfer plotting sheet mo, ito, yan, yung arm na yan, papunta sa point na to. Doon sa CPA point. It will give you range, distance. Range or distance, isa lang. Yun na yung CPA. Closest point of approach yun. Ibig sabihin, pinakamalapit na approach mo doon sa target vessel. Okay? So, that is the explanation ng CPA. So, after mo maka-CPA, now, ilang oras naman? So, from 1406, kailan yung TCPA mo dito? And that is by using this formula. Okay?
Sir, nasa canvas po yung video, sir.
Yes, yes. Nasa PowerPoint ko tong video mismo. And there is also another. Okay? There is also another. Now, let me click on that. This one. Okay. Okay. Pero dito, gentlemen, all right. All right. Okay, ito. For this second video, class, for the second video, this one is advanced, no? Because you are going to transfer your own course, own ship's course and speed to the letter R. Okay, dito. Ito, kailangan yung matutukan. You have to do this. Follow this, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Follow nyo yung instruction na ginagawa niya kasi I'm not the ones in charge of your laboratory para malaman nyo kung paano yung alteration of course or alteration of speed ba yung kailangan. Now, this one is summarized kasi naghanap talaga ako ng video or anything. Ayan. Ayun. So this one, ito yung nilipat niya, no? Ito yung own ship's course and speed, minarkahan niya ng E to R. This one is R and this one is her M. Okay? What about right now? If we play. Do you see it? Do you hear it properly?
No, sir.
No? All right. It's useless para ano. Oops. What happened? Okay, yan. What about now? The screen. Nakikita niyo yung radar transfer plotting sheet niya ngayon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for this one, ulitin ko, ito yung own course mo, no? For example lang to, 0, 0, 0 degrees true. Ang target mo ay nandito sa 10, 20, 0, 3, 0 degrees. Ito siya. Ito yung letter R. Okay? This is letter R. And then what happened is ito yung letter M. Okay? So, he created relative motion line, diretso, saan tumama? Collision course siya. Okay? Collision course. Meaning to say, 0 CPA. Kapag sinabing 0 CPA, that is collision course. So, it is divisible by 6. Ang ginawa niya, kumuha siya ng divider niya, mineasure niya mula dito, up to here, and then nilipat niya yon, transpose niya, ito, ito, ito. Tapos ito mga timings na niya yan, no? Nilagyan niya ng timings. Ibig sabihin, an-estimate niya kung ilang minuto bago magbangga. Okay? So, you are already second year. Lahat kayo second year. I suppose you are well familiar with the call regs kasi you are going to apply call regs for the ARPA, for the radar plotting. Now, if she is this on the starboard vessel is a power-driven vessel, then she is stand-on vessel. Ito, ikaw yung dapat na mag-alter ng course. So sa video na to, ipapakita sa inyo kung paano mag-manual plot ng alteration of speed ba or alteration of course. Okay? And then naka-involve or involved dito si new relative motion line. Ano si new relative motion line? Kung ito, okay, kung ito, gentlemen and ladies, is your old or your first relative motion, then ito ngayon ay yung new relative motion line. Remember, itong range ring na to is 1 mile, no? 1 mile siya kung 6. Sabi ko by 12. So, let's count. I-count nga 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, 2 miles, no? So, ang nangyari, si navigator, with this diagram, si navigator, ginusto niya na magkaroon siya ng CPA na 2 miles. Kasi with the given scenario, dapat dito ay collision course, ginusto niya na magkaroon siya ng 2 miles at point MX. Ano yung MX? Okay, yun yung preferred point mo kung kailan ka mag-alter or gagawa ng action. Okay, kung ako to, di ba ikaw tong center na to, you are this. This is your own ship's course and speed. So with that 2 for 6 miles. So ito yung MX, ito yung point of alteration of course and speed mo. Ibig sabihin, ito yung plano mo. Okay? In-observe mo muna siya. For example, 1500, nandito siya. 1506, nandito siya. Then after that, measure kung ilang time bago ka dumating ng MX. You can measure that by, of course, time is equals to distance over speed times 60. Now, sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, okay, at 6 miles, I'm going to alter my course or my speed. So, it will be like this. So, I'm going to alter how much. Okay, pero sinabi mo muna, syempre hindi mo pa alam kung ilang course, ilang degrees, and kung speed ba. So, this is your MX, pero sinabi mo sa sarili mo, gusto ko 2 miles CPA. So, you make a line from MX going to here, 2 miles, nadaanan niya na, meron ka ng new relative motion line. Okay? And then after that, okay, after that, this line, i-transfer mo siya doon. Ibig sabihin, you will run your parallel ruler, this line, i-transfer mo siya doon, papunta naman doon. Okay? Ito yung itsura niya. Yan. Okay? So what he did, ito yung line na yon. Ito yung line na yon. Okay? Now, from this point up to this point, meron yung nakazoom yan eh. Meron yung nakazoom. Moment. Ayun. Okay. So, yung MX, itong MX point going to this CPA, tinransfer niya dito, papunta naman doon. Ito yung line na yon, yung nasa gitna. Okay? So, originally, ito yung E, ito yung R, ito yung M. Pero tinransfer niya mula doon, pumunta doon, gumawa siya ng line. After that, you measure distance from E up to this point. This will become your altered speed. Okay? Kung makikita nyo, ito sinulat niya 6 knots. Nag-alter siya ng speed niya sa 6 knots, magkakaroon siya ng 2 miles CPA. Nakuha nyo? Acknowledge. We've got 1 minute only. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So itong point na to, up to here, it is your alteration of speed. And then after that, alteration of force naman. Paano? Mula dito, kunin mo yung compass mo with the pencil, ilagay mo yung isa dito, yung dulo nun, yung matalim, and then the pencil, i-run mo siya paikot. Kung hanggang saan tumama yung line, di ba gumawa ka ng line mula dito papunta doon? Kung hanggang saan tumama yung line, then ito na yung magiging new course to steer mo. Ito na yung course to steer mo. Ilipat mo to, i-transfer mo to using your parallel ruler to the center of your radar transfer plotting sheet. It will show you how many degrees somewhere here, and it will be your new course to steer. Malinaw? Malinaw?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Sige, hindi ko na pahahabain, and with that, I want you to individually watch it and explain ko na kung paano siya